मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स एंड तलबा से कहूँगा कि वो इस मुल्क का एक बहुत बड़ा असेट है और उन्हीं को आगे चल के इस मुल्क की बागडोर संभालना है।
Hello, Excellence.
What is excellence?
Excellence isn't something that happens overnight, but it's a gradual process.
Excellence is not a destination, it is a journey, and we pursue excellence every day in our lives.
Here at Integral University, we understand that every person is excellent in their own unique way, and hence we devise programs to bring out their excellence.
Imagine an engineer. Imagine a person who just graduated and knows how to fix a bicycle or a motorcycle for that matter. Such is the skilling that our university believes in imparting to our students.
Excellence does not only means advancement in education but also becoming socially and emotionally mature enough to face the life and facing oneself. Hello.
The hands-on training imparted through our agile curriculum and imparted by our faculty with considerable industrial experience in the manufacturing, corporate, agriculture, law, medical and architecture fields, for example, allow our students to start delivering value to their employees and employers immediately.
At Integral University, pursuit of excellence is full of happiness. And yes, last but not the least, dreams.
Excellence is when you gather new knowledge every day.
Excellence is when you stay focused.
Excellence for me is setting a goal and achieve it.
That is the excellence we are targeting.
Hello, Excellence.
Hello, Excellence.
Hello, Excellence.
Hello, Excellence.
Hello, excellence.
Learn,
Grow,
Smile.
and keep going.
Welcome to the world of excellence.
Integral University, Lucknow. Inspiring excellence.
Very warm welcome. Good morning to all of you. I, Amit Kumar Goyal, on behalf of Department of Commerce and Business Management, welcomes you all on the 2 weeks QIP on research methodology and data analysis. Research is one of the important ingredient, or we can say important part for doing the research. A researcher tried to find out the things which are available, but making us think in a presentable form through the use of the data analysis. With this idea, we are here to know more about the research methodology and how to use it to make a good data analysis. For this, we have a very eminent speaker with us who will give you insight about more about the data analysis and research methodology. Before inviting him, I feel proud and elevated to introduce him in front of you. Dr. Sarfaraz, having a more than 11 years of experience domestically and internationally in the academic and the research field. Currently, he is working as an assistant professor at the Kadam University, Kabul since March 2020. He also have a very long journey before reaching to the Kabul. He worked in various universities and colleges, not only in Afghanistan but as well as abroad also. He worked in Kabul as well as in Delhi, then in Ethiopia, in Delhi, and he also served in the various capacities in the university. Apart from that, his area of teaching and research is marketing methodology, research methodology, leadership, strategic management. He has 8 research papers published in international journals, international reputed journals. Currently, he supervises 10 postgraduate students. He also has an expertise in the research proposal, SPSS, and research report. He also guides 5 students for the doctoral level. So please help me welcome Dr. Sarfaraz to give their views on this topic. Dr. Sarfaraz.
Yeah. So a very good morning to all of you. This is the second session which I am going to conduct, and it's my pleasure to be the part of this one. I'm sorry. Let me just get for that one. So today we are going to have a session on qualitative research method. So let me share my slides for you, and let me introduce what we are going to see it and what we are going to tell for that one. So as the things are going on, I am also the sometimes participant and sometimes as a viewer or as a, so I believe that my PPT is visible to everyone. So can you confirm me about these things? Dr. Amit, is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
It is visible in complete form. Yeah. So if you can see here, we are into the 4th day of our QIP program, that is the Quality Improvement Program on Research Methodology and Data Analysis. And in our first session, if you remember, I was talking about the research, its type, philosophy, and what are the difference between qualitative research, quantitative research. We have also seen that how or what type of title or what type of problem is belong to qualitative research and quantitative research. In today's agenda, our main focus will be on quantitative research. Here, the 3 topic is our understanding. Means at the end of this session, we must be able to understand what is all about the quantitative research, what is its methods, and how we are collecting the data for the, especially for the purpose of quantitative research and data visualization. Means how we present the data, especially in the form of chart, graphs, figures, numbers, like that one. And finally, we must be able to understand what the quantitative data analysis and its technique, descriptive analysis technique, inferential statistics technique.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Sir, please shift the camera towards your left, towards your right, sir.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it is okay. Perfect.
So, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's the main topic which we are going to understand. So as this is the training program, so we are not only focused about the theories things which is there and which is available for that one. So I will, at the end, I will share you some practical things. I will share you some guided things or some things which you should be avoid and something which you should be very much careful about those things. So let us understand one by one, and time to time I will also give you some practical experience of like that one. So the first thing is always coming to our mind is what is quantitative research method. If you remember the research type, on the basis of process, we have the 2 main type of research. One is qualitative research and another one is the quantitative research. Means how we are proceeding our research. If our research is all of the quantitative type, means we are collecting the data or analyzing the data into a numerical forms, into a quantified forms. all data should be quantified. And then if our objective is to make very much clear things, means if our objective is very much clear, like if you remember our paradigm or our philosophy. So if our philosophy is like positivism, then we are going for the deductive approach. Then we are going for this quantitative approach. So this is all about from the specific, from the general to a specific. So here in the quantitative research, we are going to make some pattern and average. We are going to make the prediction. We are finding the causal relationship, means cause and effect. And finally, we are going to generalize the result as per our problem for that one. And here in quantitative research, focus is on gathering the numerical data and finally generalizing it across the group and make a particular phenomena. To make it more clear, let us again remind our philosophy and all these things. So when we are talking about the philosophy for our quantitative research, it is all about positivism philosophy, where we believe that it should be general to a specific. So here we have this, at the beginning, we have the theory. Some theory is there. It's maybe a single theory or maybe a combination of theory. Then on the basis of that theory, we will see which theory is more suited to our problem, research problem. Then we are going to approach the top-down approach for that one. Then we develop certain hypotheses, testable hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. So we develop some hypothesis and we develop some research questions. And based upon those, we are collecting the data. Remember one thing, in quantitative research, our data collection will be more of the quantified form. In the, either you are going for the survey, whether you are going for the interview, whether you are going for the observation, you should be make them very much close-ended, so that, or it should be numerically quantified for that one. And finally, we are making the interpretation and we are giving the confirmation for that one. So this is the pattern which we are following for the quantitative research. Top-down approach, where our objectivity is there. We have the testing hypothesis there. Research question is there. At the end, we must be able to give the answer of our research questions. And also, there is one more thing. Here, in this case, our objective is that very much clear. So we have only one truth at the end for that one. So here, the main focus will be on what is our hypothesis, especially the alternative hypothesis, which is called as a testable hypothesis. What is our research questions? A good research report is that report which will give you the answer of your all research questions at the end. A good research, especially in the field of quantitative research, is that research which have the very clear semantic or conceptual framework. A good quantitative research is that research which is having each and every have the justification. Like if you have the variables, and for every variables we have the certain research questionnaire. So that questionnaire we will discuss on later on. But here, this is the pattern for that.
Sir, 1 minute more. Sir, your slide is not changing, sir.
Slide is not changing?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Yeah, it is there, sir. Now.
How it is deductive research approach?
Yes, sir. Deductive research approach.
Yeah. So I was talking about these things. Thanks for because I don't know what is going on that. So thank you for your support for that one. So I was talking about these things. This is the way how we are going for the quantitative research. So here, if you go over the further, what is the objective of your quantitative research? The objective of our quantitative research is we are going to measure, we are going to relate the things, we are going to compare the variables, we are going to investigate the effects, we are going to correlate the variables. So here, one of the important thing is when we are talking about the quantitative research, what are my independent variables, what are my dependent variables? If we are going in more complex or more detailed way, if we are adding some mediating variables or moderating variables, we have the very much clear. So before starting any qualitative research approach, you have to be very much clear about your research objective, your research hypothesis, your semantic diagram, which we know as the conceptual framework. And another important thing is your questionnaire. Here, let me remind you one thing before going further. Whenever you are going to develop your questionnaire, it is both the thing is true. Like you may adopt the questionnaire for each variables of your study, or you may develop by yourself. But it is advisable, especially at the academic level, to adopt the questionnaire. Why? Because already adopted questionnaire has their reliability and validity is tested. So for that purpose, we suggest the people, because in social science, especially in our management field, all the variables which we are going to take, they already have been developed, already has been tested. So it is better to adopt the questionnaire for your study. If it is not there, there are the 7 steps to find out or to develop the questionnaire for that one. So these are the main important things for our quantitative research is your objective, your research questions, your hypothesis, your conceptual framework. These must be there in your quantitative research for that one. And these are the some objectives. Some objectives can be understand or can be find through the descriptive statistics, and some can be through the inferential statistics. Okay, now we move to the next one, because we try to understand the concept first, then we will see the, now I believe that we are into the second of like that, and this slide is talking about the method of data collection and data visualization. We just understand what exactly quantitative research is all about. Now we try to understand how we are collecting the data for this quantitative research and what are the different methods of data visualization. If you see here, for the purpose of quantitative research, the collection of numerical data is normally for the close-ended or multiple choice. When I am saying the close-ended, it means we have the Likert scales. This Likert scales may be of the scale of 1 to 5, like highly dissatisfied to the highly satisfied, or it may be the scale of 1 to 7 or 1 to 10, or it can be the multiple choice of the 4 or 3 of like that one. So close-ended questions are more preferred, especially those who are going to be give the answer of our research questions, or which we are going to be tested for our hypothesis. So the data collection adopted by the researcher may vary. However, it is essential to choose the appropriate method of data collection quality. So here again, sometimes we used to ask our students, like, what is your data collection methods? They used to say the primary and secondary. No, they are not. They are the type of data. They are not your method of data. Primary data or secondary data is the type of data. But here, in case of method of data collection, what are those? We can understand with the help of this slide.
Sir, slide is again not moving.
Again, not moving. Let me share it again. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share it again. I'm sorry. Then now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Yeah. So now we are talking about the method of data collection. If you're talking about the method of data collection, here, even for the qualitative and quantitative, now we are talking about the quantitative data collection. Mainly, we are going for the survey and questionnaire. Survey and questionnaire, or like that one, it is all about the close-ended questions, mostly about the close-ended questions. Yes, we have the certain demographic questions are also there, but mostly questions like suppose you have the 5 variables. 4 of your variable is independent variables and 1 of your variable is dependent variable. So you will collect the data as per the adopted questionnaire or as per the developed questionnaire. So as per that one, we will mostly use the close-ended questions for our quantitative research. Why? Because it is easy to quantify those close-ended questions for that one. We will see the example for that one. So one of the method, or the first method for the quantitative data collection, is survey or questionnaire. Here we are using the Likert scales, mostly for the and multiple choice questions, which is easy to be quantified. Second one is the interview. Interview is another method which is also used in the quantitative data collection, but it is mostly used for the qualitative data collection. In quantitative data collection, We prefer the interview, like some structured interviews there, and we will quantify those things as per our coded. Then some semi-structured questions are there, some unstructured questions are there. So we will meet with our respondent, especially if those respondent have some higher position. So we will meet them, then we will take their view, we will ask them some structured questions. Structured questions are those questions which is already prepared and having the certain guideline for that one. Semi-structured questions have some of the guideline is there, and some sub questions we will develop, and unstructured questions we will ask some informal, and it is going to be used for our research. Again, third way of collecting the quantitative data collection is observation. Observation is you will become part of your researcher. As an audience, you observe your respondent, means how they are feeling while doing the work, what is their behavior change while working or during the training. Is there any stress? Is there any feeling of that one which they cannot say, but we can observe that? So observation also have the as an audience, as a participant, as a hidden camera. For like that one, we are doing the observation for that one. Fourth way of collecting the data method is the document review. Document review are basically our available data, which is, it may be the government data, it may be our institution data, it may be our public record, it may be the personal information, physical evidence. So these all are the document review. So these four are the main way of collecting the data for the quantitative data. Mostly these three are our primary source, first-hand data, and this is our secondary source. So sometimes I have seen that students make the mistakes and they are saying that I use the fourth primary data and secondary data, and for secondary data they simply talk about the literature review. No, if you use the secondary data and you are giving the conclusion from that secondary data, then only say that you use the secondary data for your exercise or for your research. Otherwise your data may be completely primary data for that. There is another thing which is written over here is, it may be not be the direct source of data collection, but mostly if you remember, for the sample selection we have the probability sample and non-probability sample. In case of quantitative research, we prefer to go with the probability sampling, where we are giving the equal chance for our respondent to be selected. Like we are going with the simple random, we may go with the what is called as the stratified random, we may go with the systematic random sampling. So these all are the way how we are going to. So these are the commonly method. So from the academic point of view, this is mostly used. From the corporate point of view, from the other point of view, we may go with the this or these other also there. So this is the way how we are going for the method of data collection. Now the next thing about this thing is the data visualization. What does it mean by the data visualization? By name itself you can understand, visualization means how we can make our data more authentic and more informative. Like if you see the definition, data visualization is the graphical representation of information about the data which you have collected. Normally in case of research, we are using the chart, graphs, map. Also some of the researchers is saying table which you have presented for that one. They all are the visualization. Interpretation we are right as per the visualization of those data. And this visualization is providing us to understand the trend, outliers, patterns, normality. Most commonly used data visualization in research are pie chart, bar chart, histogram, a scattered diagram, line graph. Let me give you some brief idea about these things in a very quick manner. Like if you're talking about the pie chart is mostly denoted like this, where we have the certain like these four part, 1, 2, 3 part is there. So A, B, C. What are the share of A? What are the share of B? What are the share of C? Pie chart is normally good for the nominal data, and it is also good up to the 5 categories, means A, B, C, D, E. More than that, it may not be visibly good. Like for representing gender, we are using the pie chart. For representing education, because education also 3, 4, 5 category, we are using pie chart for that one. So pie chart is like this. For bar chart, it will be like a bricks, like this one. We have the some variable is on x-axis and y-axis. Then we are comparing. Even for our Likert scale, 5 Likert scale questions we are using for that one. what is their response, and how, where they are strongly disagree to strongly agree for that one. Histogram is very close for that one. Every data is very close for that one. Histogram is normally looking for the trend and also for the data normality we are using. A scattered diagram we are using for like what are the pattern of data, how it is moving in the positive direction into the negative direction. So this is the way how we are doing the data visualization for that. So let us move to the next one. Now, the more important thing, or now we are moving towards more practical things of that. Now here in quantitative data analysis and technique, we are talking about these things. Now we assume that we have collected the data through the very authentic questionnaire, through the tested questionnaire, and through the reliable questionnaire. Once the data is collected, we must need to process it before it can be analyzed. Process here means we have to filter the data, we have to check the data is repeated data or unfilled data or some data which is not or incomplete. We have to process that one, and then we are finally go with the testing the data for that one. For these things, we use the statistical analysis to answer your question for that one. Now, what are the process? We develop the questionnaire, we have the research hypothesis. On the basis of that one, we have the variables, conceptual framework is there. We develop the questionnaire, or we adopted the questionnaire, we collected the data. Now it is time to analyze the data. Before analyzing the data, we filtered the data, not for the manipulation, but we filtered the data for more clarity, for removing the error, for removing the repetitions. We have done these things. Now we are going to analyze these things with the help of statistical tools. Now in the quantitative research, mainly researchers use quantitative research method for descriptive, correlational, and experimental research. Normally we have the two main type of analytical parties there, descriptive analytical and inferential statistics. So here in descriptive research or in descriptive analysis, we try to do some basic things. Means we want to explain our data. We are not going to make the relationship. We are not going to find out the reasons of why. We are simply explaining our data into the form of graph, into the form of frequency, into the form of percentage, into the form of mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation, kurtosis, skewness. These things comes under the descriptive research for that one. So it is, we can also say it is overall summary of your study variables, how the variables are there. Then second thing is that correlational research. Here we are finding or investigating the relationship between your variables, how they are related. Strongly they are related or weakly they are related, or you can say that they are related positively or negatively. And experimental research, the cause and effect. We are saying that if we are increasing something, what will be the effect on other variables? Mostly we are using here the regression method for that. To make it clear for that one, like descriptive analysis is there. Here we have some of the few examples are like mean, median, mode, percentage, frequency, range. And when we are talking about the inferential statistics, here we are using like correlation, describing the relationship between two variables, how they are correlated. Regression, show and predict the relationship between two variables. Also, we are seeing the effect, how much it was affecting the other variables, how much dependent variable is changing for like that one. And analysis of the variance, ANOVA, which is known for that one. And also inferential statistics we are using for the test of the significance. So let us see those things in a quick manner for that one. So these are the two main methods which we are applying for our descriptive for that one. I hope now the slides are moving. Now I just taken one sample snapshot for your view for that. These all are the, for the Excel also we can do it like with the help of data analytical or analysis tool pack. You have to add the data analysis tool pack in your Excel. By default it is not coming. Then you will analyze these things with the help of descriptive. It will come like mean, standard error, median, mode, standard deviation. These are the some things. Like here I want to focus on these things, kurtosis and skewness. Kurtosis and skewness is basically we are using for seeing the how normally in the research for I'm talking about how our data is, whether my data is normal or whether my data is not normal for that one. Because if the criticist range is from -7 to +7, it means my data or my variables which I've collected is the normally distributed data. And for the skewness, it is the range is from -2 to +2. In some book or some research, they are saying -3 to +3. But for more authentication, -2 to +2 for that one. So these all are for the descriptive statistics we are looking for. Now, let me give you one example over here before moving for that one. If you see here, there is one example I have taken, quantitative, pure quantitative research. Impact of career counseling center on student career development. Here, if you can see, this career counsel center, this is my independent variable, and career development, this is my dependent variable. Under this one, there are the three things, means researcher has gone through the literature, gone through the theoretical things, then he find out for the career counseling, these three things, these three variables, service and resources, the need of career counseling, and staffs are their main force. It may be more, but for this study, he want to focus on these things. And the dependent variable is that one. Then his hypothesis is this one, these things. As I'm going to repeat the same thing at the end, your research must going to give you the answer of all your research questions as well as your testable hypothesis, whether it is accepted or rejected. It must be given for that one. That we will see with the help of some example. Now, there is one more concept, especially which we are missing in a good research. It is missing, but we must be included, especially for the master's level and above master's level. Parametric test and non-parametric test. When we are talking about the quantitative research, there is some test which belong to the parametric test. And here, one more thing which we should remember is parametric test is more authentic and more reliable than the non-parametric test. But all data cannot be go through the parametric test. There are some assumption for the parametric test. Like if you can see here, parametric tests are those that make assumptions about the parameters of the population distributed from which the sample is drawn. Normally, we used to do this quantitative data for the samples, because for the larger population, it is not possible to do all these things. So we drawn the sample, and if the sample drawn is normally distributed, means they have the homogeneous characteristics more, then we are mostly going for the parametric test. In some cases, sometimes non-parametric tests are also used, like it is assumed that they are not normally distributed. So some of the assumption you can see here. The general assumption of parametric test is the populations are normally distributed. Follow the normal distribution curve. Normal bell-shaped curve is there. The selective population is representative of the general population. Means whatever our general population is, for whom we are making the conclusion, that population is taken from that one. And data is normally for the interval and ratio scale. That will be there. And non-parametric test, if data is not normal, even we filter it, even we will done some repetition work for that one. If it is not normally distributed, we are going for the non-parametric test for that one. So this is the reasons we are applying parametric or non-parametric for that one. Some of the commonly used parametric tests, again I'm saying that parametric tests are the first preference for researcher because it is more reliable than the non-parametric test. Some of the, like in case of correlation, we are using the Pearson rank correlation. In case of regression, linear regression is there. ANOVA is there for the test of significance. T-test is there, again for the test of significance. And some of the non-parametrics are like chi-square test is non-parametric because both the variables are nominal variables. Then the sign test, Wilson sign test, Mann-Wisconsin diffusion. These are the some of the non-parametric tests which we are going to use. So let us see, before we move and see our other things, these are the common difference. This is the parametric test where we are using and non-parametric test. It is assumed that it is distributed normally. And for non-parametric test, if it is normal, of course, our first preference will be non-parametric test. If it is not normal, we can go with the non-parametric. Assume variance. Variance is homogeneous, means similar of the variance we are taking. Here any, but Typical data, not ratio and interval. Here, ordinal and nominal data are using. Independent here. Now here, more important here, when you are going with the correlation test, and if your data is parametric, normally distributed, you are going with the Pearson test. If not, then go with the Spearman. Independent measure, two group of like that one. T-test. If I talk about the T-test or ANOVA or some chi-square test, like let me take you the example of chi-square test. Chi-square test is the test of significance between two nominal data. Like your, what you called as the hypothesis is like this. There is a significance difference between color preference and gender. So color preference is also the nominal data and gender is also the nominal data. So in that case, we are going to test the chi-square test, and chi-square test is a non-parametric test. And when the result will come, of course, practically there is some differences there, but we have to see the significance value. If significance value is less than 0.05, it means that is the significance differences. So same is true with that one. When we are going to like independent measure t-test. T-test. In case of t-test, when we are going to use the t-test, we have one categorical value and one continuous value. And when we have the more than one continuous value, we are going with the ANOVA test. Correspondence to the t-test, we have the non-parametric Mann-Wissner test. Correspondence to the ANOVA, we have the Kuslal Valley test in the non-parametric test. So these are the some parametric test and some non-parametric test. Now, if you see in your research report, in your final finding, there are the some, especially for the fourth chapter, the results are there, quantitative results are there. We expect these things at the end of like that one. Your reliability analysis, how we are going to test the reliability analysis. Reliability analysis is all about your reliability of your questionnaire after field. When you fill your questionnaire, your respondent has to field whatever your sample size is, 100, 200, 500, more sample size, more reliability chances are there. Then we are going to test it. The reliability test is from the Cronchwich Alpha. It is available in SPSS and many other software. If the reliability test is showing for your Likert skill questionnaire is above 0.6 or 0.7, it is called as the reliable questionnaire or reliability test is there. So above 0.7 reliability tests are more acceptable for that one. Normality test, we are doing the normality test of our data to find out whether data is normally distributed or not normally distributed. If data is normally distributed, we can find it with the help of squareness and kurtosis, range is there. And that one is normally distributed, it means we are going to use the parametric test. If it is not normally distributed, we may go with the non-parametric test. Again, correlation. Suppose you want to see the impact of one variable on other. So you will see that how it is, whether it is positive related. So correlation analysis is giving the answer of two things. One is whether the one variable, independent variable and dependent variable, whether they are positively correlated, negatively correlated, and what is the strength of that correlation that is there. And regression analysis is there. It is also used for the prediction. Also, it is using for the how much significance it is. And finally, we used to put the frequency analysis. In some researcher or in some data analysis, I have seen that researcher has put the frequency analysis at the top, then they will go with the, but it is good. What is your research question is, it is going to give the answer from these questions for that one. So it is good to start with the reliability analysis, then normality test, then correlation analysis, then go with the regression, frequency, and if you have some other questions which can be tested through the, or other hypothesis which can be tested through the t-test or chi-square test or something, that can be added for that one before the frequency analysis. One more thing, before I move to the practical aspects, before I move and show you something, I have one concern. Practically, I am saying you, with the help of or on the basis of my experience, especially last 3 or 4 years, where I'm interacting more with the higher level students, there one of the major problem which I find is about the questionnaire. Their questionnaire is not very much reliable. So they try to manipulate by themselves in their reliability test. Like if the reliability test is coming 0.5, they will make it 0.7, 0.8. So just to make it pass for that one. But let me give you one suggestion for that one. In our all social sciences, if whether you are doing MBA psychology or BBA or master's level, PhD level, it is very good site where you can find the questionnaire for each and every variables. Like suppose if I'm going to give you one example like what is the effect of what is the effect of HR practices on employee productivity. Let us say employee productivity. Sorry, because of my pen is not that much good, that's why writing is not coming like this one. So here my HR practices is my independent variable, this one is my dependent variable, and this is the simple relationship I want to establish for that one. And suppose if I want to add one more mediating variable as well. But first, for HR practices, you need some questionnaire. So if you go to this website, you will write the HR practices, you will find the questionnaire related for that one. So whatever the title, whatever the related with you adopt that questionnaire and adopt. It is better to adopt to get the more reliability and adopt those questionnaire which will publish in a good publication for that one. Same employee productivity. I'm telling you, you can develop it, but it is a lengthy process, long process, 7-step process is there. It may take you more time. So adopt the questionnaire, and one of the source for adopting the questionnaire is this. Go here, put your variables, find out the different titles, see what are there and where they are published, where they have done it. So that, believe me, your reliability will be always good for that one. Your research will be good for that one. So this is one of the suggestions which I want to give you for that one. One more thing is that, we have the different titles, like the impact of 1 or 2 variables or 3 variables on our productivity or our satisfaction or whatever is that one. Sometimes we also add some mediating variables. Mediating variables, here we can say that, like in case of employee engagement. This is my mediating variables, not mediating variables. Like now my title will be like this: effect of HR practices on employee productivity with mediating effect of employee engagement. Now we have the 3 different variables, 1, 2, 3. And if there is another variables dimensions, we can put over here. So like this way, you have to be very much clear about your variables, their authentication, their adaptation or their development, how we are going for that one. So that when you will collect the data, it will give you more clarity, it will give you more honest answer and more ethical finding for that one. That is the one thing for that. Let us move to some examples before coming to for this one. So let me stop sharing here and I will share again some stop sharing. Let me show you one more thing. Let me share another file, and here this file is I want to share with some Word file. Yeah, I hope this one is visible. So I have this thing. This is visible to everyone. Is it visible? The Word file which I have shared with you. Yeah, it is visible now. Yeah. Now, just let me. Now, if you can see here, this is the chapter number 4, result and discussion. And one more thing, let me share again one more thing before coming to this one. And share this file. This file is all about, now you can see here, there is a one title which is saying that impact of managerial skills, motivational factors, and personal trade in establishment of a small business firm in Kabul, Afghanistan. Here, 3 independent variables are there: managerial skills, personal traits, motivational factors, and this one is the dependent variable. So a researcher have the 4 variables: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So researcher is going to find out. First, he will write some. I just want to show you how the questionnaire is there. These are the some demographic or some simple or basic questions are there. After that, these are the questions. Managerial skills, he adopted 5 questions from, so 5 questions he has adopted for managerial skills variables. Then he has adopted 5 questions for motivational factors. 3 is for intrinsic motivation and 2 is for extrinsic motivation. Then he has adopted the 5 personality trait questions. Then finally 5 established questions. He has distributed it. Then he has collected the data, and finally, so this is the way how we are collecting. So normally we are not giving these things in the first page to our, we are giving this questionnaire. Under questionnaire, we are writing these all things, and then we have distributed. After getting the data, let me show you the result. Let me show you the result for that one, how the result is coming, and how to write it into the better way for that one. Now you can see here, in his questionnaire, there the 20 Likert questions are there, and its Cronbach alpha is 0.927. 0.927 is his reliability, highly reliable questionnaire is there. Above 0.6 or above 0.7 is preferred. Then the second one is normality test. He has done the normality test. Again, these all things has been done through the SPSS. Now you can see here the Squinus and Kutasis. So here he, in the justification, he can write, because the Squinus is in the range of -0.2 to the plus 2. So that will be under that one, Kutasis. So these data is normal with the help of these things. Here you can see the value of asymmetric is between the -2 plus 2. So it is acceptable. And he has given the reference who said these things. George and Merle in 2007, here in 2007. So 10, these person who justify these things, if your Kutasis is between -2 to +2, and your Squinus is between the, Squinus is between the -2 to +2 and Kutasis is between the -7 to +7. It means if your data is normal, you can go with the parametric test. So here he gone with the correlation. He has find out the managerial skills and how it is correlated with the motivational factors. 0.734 is there. 0.734 means it is positively correlated, positively high correlated. There is a range up to 0.4. We can say that the weak correlated. 0.4 to 0.7 we can say as the moderate correlation. Above 0.7 we call it as the highly correlated is there. Positive means into the positive direction. If we increase it, other direction is also there. So this is the way of correlation for that one. Then correlation analysis interpretation is there. Now you can see here, there is a one hypothesis for him. That hypothesis is there. Motivational factors has significant impact on establishment of that one. Based upon this hypothesis and based upon the significance of the correlation, you can say that this one is significance for that one. Then regression analysis is there. Under regression analysis, we are normally taking 3 tables. One table is known as model summary. If you see the model summary, 0.814. 0.1814 is your correlation value. 0.662 is your R square. It means we can say that the means how our all this, if we will change in our independent variable, how much will be the effect on that one. So 66.2 effect is there. Like this way we are saying for that one. And then we can see the significance level through this ANOVA table, 0.000. It means it is below 0.05. So this is significance or acceptable for that one. So, and finally, we are going with the frequency table into the form of table and all these things, and visualization into the form of like this. So this is the way how we can do the data analysis into the quantitative research, how we can develop the research questionnaire, how we can go with that one. So let me move to our slide again, and if there is any questions in your mind, you can ask before that one. But the last things which I would like to share with you people is, let me come to my slide again. So stop this one is, and then let me share the Now, there are the certain questions which is coming to our mind that if we are going to develop, let me give you some example for that one. Like this is your independent variable, and this is I have taken from my own research for that one, like transformational leadership. It is on the turnover intention. And this is the independent variable. This is the discriminant.
Hello, sir. Sir, your slide is not visible.
Okay. Maybe because of I have to, because first time I'm using these things. I'm sorry for that one. It is visible now, doctor? Is it visible now?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. Let me first let me this one, and then I will go to this one and share. Now it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Not so.
Now I'm talking about these things. Like there is a one research which has conducted. I will share with you that one also. Like in this case, this is the simple research for that one. A student want to know about the impact of transformational leadership on turnover intention into some organization, maybe in one organization or into a private organization, public organization, or 2 or 3 organizations. It's a simple for that one. Then I told him, why don't you see some mediating effect or also? So effective commitment is for that one. This is the so here independent variable, sorry, I make it the moderator, but in this case it is a moderator. For the mediating, we have to write like this, then we have to do like this, we have to do like this. So that is the mediating for that one, where it is going to be effect like this and that, and if you are adding like this, it is mediating for that one, moderating for that, moderating. So again, another one is like, there is another one, organizational culture and organizational performance. What is the effect of organizational culture on organizational performance with mediating effect of organizational commitment? So whatever the variables I'm telling you, whether it is the HRM practices, transactional leadership, transformational leadership, organization culture, organizational performance, organizational commitment, every variables have their made, tested, authenticated questionnaire is available. So it is a suggestion, it's an advice to all the future researcher or country researcher to adopt the questionnaire instead of develop for that one. It is giving you the more reliability for that. And give the citation from where you have adopted, from where you have taken for that one. So it will be more authentic for that one. So that's the things which I would like to share with you people. From there, I hope I have given some insight from there, and let me move to my for that one. So now if you have some questions, I believe that there are some questions. You know, quantitative research is not a research which we can proceed only in 1 hour or 1.5 hours. It will take a lots of time. Like when I'm talking about the parametric test, it will take a long time to be tested. Non-parametric test. So spaces knowledge and all these things will be there. I just show you the way how we are conducting the quantitative research and how the results has to be tested for that one. In my own view, instead of writing the frequency or descriptive statistics first, we will first write the reliability, or we will put the reliability, then normality, then go with the inferential statistics, whether we test our research questions or hypothesis, and then finally we will put the frequency table for that. So like this way, if we are going for that one, it will be more acceptable for that. So that's it from there, and I hope it is making some sense for that.
Sir, there are few questions which are asked by the participants.
Yes.
So the first question is, what is the importance of the reliability and validity of the research tool in a certain samples?
You see here, until your data or your research or your collected of that one, it is not reliable, who is going to believe on that one? It may be like that, it may be saying that it is manipulated. Until unless reliability test is not there, and in quantitative, we are going to test it and given everything into the numerical forms, and everything is already tested before. Like if I'm talking about the Cronbach alpha, if I will say that this is my questionnaire and I have tested my questionnaire, its reliability from the Cronbach alpha and it is above 0.7. So nobody's question on my reliability of my questionnaire. That's why we are going to test it. And it is one of the good quality research sample for that one.
So, sir, another question is, how can we check the reliability of the quantitative tool?
For the?
How we can check the reliability of the quantitative tool?
Quantitative tools.
Yes.
Means instrument, your questionnaire. It's through the Cronbach alpha. There is a Cronbach alpha. Like, let me tell you the process. We have the questionnaire. We distributed the questionnaire to our respondents. When respondent give us to the back, and we enter all the questionnaire to our SPSS, and then there is a reliability options is there in the analysis part. Then we will check. Especially we are checking all the Likert scale questionnaire. Like if you have the 15, 20, 25 Likert scale questions is there, we are testing those questionnaire, and if the result is coming above 0.7, 0.8, it is called as our reliable instrument or questionnaire is reliable for that one. That's why I prefer personally more to adopt the questionnaire to become it more reliable. Even you can adopt the questionnaire and you can say that this researcher has already done it, so validity is also there, and his reliability is around 0.8, so reliability is also that can also be possible for that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, another question: what kind of research where quantitative methods are used?
What type of research? Let me tell you one very key point for that one. If your research will start like impact, effect, factors, relationship, it means you are going to do the quantitative research. When your objective is very much clear, and when you want to come from the specific result to a one or two truth, it means you are going to use the quantitative research. It is from the specific general to the specific. So when our objective is clear, when our purpose is clear, and we want to find out the numbers for that one, or a relationship, we are using the quantitative research for that.
Okay, sir, another question from one of our participants. Can a chi-square test be used to measure the question and observation responses?
Chi-square test?
Yeah.
No, basically why we are using the chi-square test. Chi-square test is a test of significance, and it is non-parametric test. And why it is non-parametric test? Because of both of the data which we are going to test is nominal data. For example, I will tell you the very simple example for those participants. Like those who are, somebody is believed that I am producing the different type of laptops. Like suppose Dell is producing the different type of laptops, and he's saying that what color is preferred by the different type of people. So his null hypothesis, which we normally not write, is saying that there is no significance difference between gender and color preference. But our testable hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, there is a color preference between male and female. So in that case, we are going to use the chi-square test. At the end result, we will find out some difference, but we will see the significance level. If significance level is below 0.05, it means we are going to accept, yes, there is a difference between color preference and gender. Otherwise, we are going to reject our next. So chi-square test is used for this type of variables.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question: which type of statistical tool is used to analyze the consumer behavior pattern?
Consumer behavior pattern. Basically, for the consumer behavior, we have a lots of things for that one. It's all depend upon what type of things you want to know. Like if you want to see the consumer behavior satisfaction, then we are simply going what the result I have shown you, like for the regression correlation. But if you want to see their future planning, then predictive research we are going to use for that one. But for all these things, we are using the quantitative research. That is mostly for that one.
And sir, last question, but not the least, it is possible to perform ANOVA or chi-square test on calculation of the Likert scale items?
For that purpose, we are going to combine those Likert scale and make it, like suppose I have the 5 questions for one variable. Suppose I have the 5 questions for one variable. Then I will combine those 5 questions and make a one single variable for that one. And then if it is the Likert scale questions are normally the ordinal scale questions. So for the ordinal scale questions also we can go with the chi-square test. But for ANOVA, one or your second variable must be the what you call as the numerical questions. Both cannot be the ordinal. For the ANOVA, both cannot be the ordinal. Okay, but for chi-square, yes, ordinal we can do it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite my organizing team to give a small token of gratitude and affection to Sarfraz sir. Sir, this is a small token of gratitude and love.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say thanks to the committee member, to all of you people for your patience. And I'm say sorry because sometimes because of this new software, if slides are not moving, I'm not able to see it. But anyhow, I'm trying in 1 hour, whatever I can give it to there. So I hope we will be in touch in future also for some research purpose and some knowledge sharing things.
Now it's time to come. And I'm feel proud and privileged. Thanks to Dr. Sarfraz Karim for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to support and encourage us selecting the guest speaker to conduct the webinar. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
I would like to say thanks to Professor A.K. Saxena, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, for sharing your thoughts and learning about the theme of the webinar. I thank you, sir, for your untiring help and support and blessings to conduct this webinar. I would like to say thanks Head of Department, Commerce and Business Management, Dr. Sayyid Shahid Mazhar, for guiding at each step and rescuing me at a time of crisis. Thank you, sir, for your support and blessing. I would like to thank to all the distinguished participants for their patient and attentive listening and to be with us this afternoon. I would like to thank to our entire organizing committee to coordinate this event, especially Dr. Gaurav Bisaria and the team for organizing this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.